Hello, my name is Hanna, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a full-time graduate student living on this beautiful blue school bus with my partner AJ and our dog Stella in upstate New York. This video was filmed in the winter of last year, and it took this long to sit down and edit it, or really learn how to edit. In February, my university town had some issues with water contamination, and we were told that all classes were canceled for the remainder of the week, and so we headed north to the secluded woodlands of Vermont. One of the greatest rewards of this lifestyle, of intentionally living in a vehicle, is remembering the beauty of simplicity, even if that simplicity makes life a little more challenging. And in this small but memorable trip, we were reminded how those complications allow us to reposition ourselves in this rapidly moving world. We were reminded of what's important, what we need and don't need. We are constantly being tested by ourselves or by the universe. This video is from the second day of our trip, which was intended to only last 4 days. We drove to a free campsite in the Green Mountain National Forest. The road there was rough, pretty uphill for our old lady of a bus. There was only one other camper, one with a tent, who generously gave our dog some leftover meat. And as we don't have a fridge on the bus, that is a rare treat. Absent-mindedly, we did not check the weather report, and as we woke up the next day, we had discovered that a blizzard arrived overnight. The temperatures dropped to -20 Fahrenheit, which is the lowest we've ever experienced on the bus, and we found ourselves utterly stuck. We went to start the bus and warm up the engine for a bit, and that dreadful cranking began, a familiar and absolutely horrible sound. As we learned then, our diesel has gelled and we had no equipment to get us out. We did not have any ether or diesel 911, or even better, any cell service. We were stuck in a winter wonderland. What we did have was a few kind individuals who came with their snowmobiles and was able to give word of our situation to a nearby mechanic, who arrived 2 days later, and as we did not know he was coming at all, you could imagine the stress and anxiety that was beginning to grow within us. We spent our days cooking scrumptious meals, taking our time, watching movies in the office, writing in our journals, taking loads of walks in the snow, playing various board games, having a few drinks, drawing, chatting, cuddling, and trying to enjoy every precious moment of that trip. That is what you see here in this video, with this peaceful background music and the soothing imagery of a fluffy dog and a well-lit fire. How very dandy and desirable, you must think. That is why I believe this story is important, because what we see on the internet is deceiving. It encourages us to present the best moments of our lives, the most happiest of days, with the largest smiles and most charming snippets of this chaotic and entirely complex life. I was 15 when my dream to join van life or the bus life community began, and 18 when I made that dream become a reality. I spent thousands of hours on YouTube and social media learning and admiring this lifestyle, thinking of all the travels, all the precious memories that will be formulating in my mind, all the ease that I will have in the pit of my stomach and the content in my heart. I believed living on a bus will bring a fruitful abundance of happiness. I would be limitless, free. I would be free, I thought. I would venture into the unknown and explore. God, I wanted to explore everything. I believed this blue bus would be the savior to my boredom, my unsettlement for the mundane nuisances of reality. I wanted out of my parents' house, out of the city, out of the state, out of this little bubble I placed myself in. I wanted to see the world so bad, to grow up so fast, dear, do I wish to have the chance to go back and embrace my youthful days. Here, in this story of Vermont, in February of 2019, I want to reassure you that it is not always what it seems. In this moment, the bus was not finished in its build, as it still is now, and missing electricity, a toilet, shower, running water, and other elementary necessities. On the third day, our anxiety expanded. Our small portable generator died, so we could not charge our phones, camera, laptop, or have any light. With this, we tried to find harmony. We woke to the rays of the sun and not jingling alarms, and ended the day on an earlier note, once the sun has set. We paid attention to each other and became our own primary entertainment. We did not know what time it was, which felt quite refreshing. And though we did miss our nightly Netflix routine, we lit the crackling fire of our wood stove to perform its own act. The most tragic of this experience was learning that the overnight frost of multiple days has caused the motherboard of my laptop to give, and so I had lost my laptop. On the fourth day, we ran out of water, as we had only 7 1-gallon jugs, and began to collect the snow outside the bus into our pots and melt it into our water supply. We then ran out of firewood, and as all the fallen trees were covered in snow and thoroughly wet, we had a few crippling moments of painful frost. So cold, I remember crying. Nonetheless, it is this very experience and the hardships that came along with it, and the multitude of similar challenges faced throughout the 3 years of my bus life career, that propelled me to push forward, to embrace the cold, the lack of, the deprivation and discomfort, the moments of insecurity and uncertainty, to embrace everything unplanned and undesirable. It is here, in this story, that I want to remind you that it is not all beautiful and easy. It is far from. Surviving bus life, especially being a full-time student with minimum funds, is the hardest challenge I have faced thus far. Though truthfully, what is even harder is flourishing in bus life, growing my spiritual self and awakening amidst such elementary and fundamental struggles. In every moment, I am not just thinking of the essay due that night, but how much water I have left to wash dishes with. Is the gray water frozen? How will I keep these leftovers without spoiling? My wood supply is running low. How much propane do I have left? Will my bus start today? And the list goes on. The unpredictable nature of boss life both brings me shivers and butterflies, and most certainly the adventures this bus takes me upon strengthens my spirit.